exploded mentally. I think that okay. So we have the Swain pick, which I think will be going mid for GG Rocks. We also got Garen top. This I hate Garen. I don't want to talk about it. He's fine into Shen. It's not good. It's not
Yeah, I
neither do
think
I
Shen
respect
still
you.
wins that.
Yeah. Then you have obviously Diana into Poppy. I'm not sure off the top of my head how that matchup goes to be honest, but I think the one thing I want to point out is the Silas into Swain. I think just about every
Yeah,
time I've seen Swain get picked in UNL, it's been answered immediately with the Silas. So definitely opens up a lot of playmaking for the Silas because the likes of these ults, like stuff that will essentially like stuff that complements his kit really well. So the likes like Alistar ult is another good one. The Swain ult, even Nico ult is one. Cannon ult is another one that I think is good. It's I'm not sure,
probably
but
just gonna go Dark Harvest into what's the item called? The
Divine
Sheen
Thunder.
item? Yeah, Divine
Yeah.
Thunder. And
Oh,
then into tank.
I think that did get nerfed in the patch. Yeah, it did. It just got nerfed in the patch that we just had. But I think regardless, we go in. I don't see. There's definitely an angle for an invade, but I don't see it happening. And Duke of Jamming coming out with a couple of excuses
Yeah,
before the game even begins. But
boring ass 5 point
yeah,
set.
I mean neither team gonna really go for anything. I don't think there's necessarily a reason to. It's not really. But yeah, I mean, we see. Um. Anyway, so I think this will be a bit of a slow start. Like obviously with the Draven, the bot lane will be definitely a point of action. But like, if you look at I don't know why, but I just feel like there just won't be like, that much happening because obviously
I don't know.
Draven.
In the jungle, no, because Jaina Proudmoore and Moist Swan are both like full clear junglers, and they're
Yeah,
kind of afraid to gank. The top and bot, I think, will be really volatile at least.
yeah. I
Because
mean, obviously,
Joe really plays aggressively on Shen, and I
yeah,
think Yuna has had enough with the losses, so he's also going to try to play really aggressively in bot
yeah.
lane.
But I think definitely, I quite like the Sivir. I think she's in a pretty good spot, but she feels like almost a little bit counterintuitive to me with the state of Drakes and stuff.
What champion?
Sivir.
Oh, Sivir. Why?
I think it's a little bit overrated personally because I think like it's so easy to lose games early at the minute.
I think he's overrated in solo queue. I think he's really strong and
Yeah,
competitive.
yeah, I can agree with that. But definitely will be really really difficult for Techno Gremlin to do anything on this Luna because obviously can be quite difficult to go in. Obviously she's got a lower engage range than most supports, like the likes of like the Judge Line from Nautilus or Blitzcrank's hook, anything like that. It's a little bit shorter, but
Yeah.
once she does get on top of them as well, there still is just not really that much you can do about it. I do know in this matchup in mid lane though, is that Silas does tend to struggle a little bit in early levels, but especially once he gets 6, the Silas is really, really dangerous once he gets a hold of the mod extension. We do get a small engage from Techno Gremlin, maybe a little bit of a mistake, but Aftershock obviously keeping him a little bit more safe in that tower, but down to half HP for pretty much nothing. Jonah not really in a position to follow up, he wasn't anywhere near close enough. You see
I want to see
another small trades in mid lane as well.
I want to see Yuna play a bit more aggressive because I remember actually playing versus Guarda versus Morgana. It was not great. Like those queues, they went very wide.
Did you see the flash E from Poppy, stunning him straight into the wall? And
Well
first
then,
blood, 2 flashes from both mid and jungle.
that was very
That's
unexpected
first
because he didn't
blood.
full clear.
Yeah, first blood for Feb. Obviously, like you said earlier, Poppy does like to full clear, obviously just going straight did her blue into Grump and then Wolves and then Raptors and then just wrapped around straight into mid lane. But I mean, definitely a problem if Feb does get ahead on the Silas, especially with that, obviously like I said, that Swain ult can be really, really difficult to do anything. But
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you have the demonic ascension healing on Silas, but you also have the Kingslayer on top of that, which will be on like a 2 or 3 second cooldown late game anyway. Obviously, Draven, he's getting in some auto attacks. He's doing his thing. Not really. He can't really go for anything until we get, let's say probably a couple more levels. I think once this bot
Ah,
lane
he's
hits level 6, it can
respecting.
be.
I think
Yeah.
he's respecting the Morgana a bit too much,
Mm. Yeah, I
which
can
is
see that.
fine. Which is fine to be honest. But
Yeah.
I don't know. If you're the highest elo in your team, you kind of want to have a little disrespect.
Yeah.
You try to make the plays.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Guard is a jungle main. I know that off the top of my head. And I think Dabis...
No,
Dabis
that
is
was just an
enough...
80 carry main.
Yeah, I know he's an AD carry main, but I think he's almost a nothing main. That's why he doesn't play very often, does he?
Well, whenever he plays solo queue, he plays ADC, so...
Yeah, yeah, I know that much.
And I think Caitlyn is also one of his conflict channels.
Yeah, I know Caitlyn, and I know he likes Lucian as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, obviously the likes of... I don't know how I feel about Caitlyn. She still feels a little bit poor at the minute, at least in my opinion.
No. I think she feels kind of fine at the moment, but like the problem with Caitlyn is the skill cap is so high because of the traps.
Yeah.
So you can be very useless very easily if you just miss all your traps.
It's really night and day between a bad and a good Caitlyn.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jujirocks did have to use the Ghost to get out of that. Still has his flash up. Obviously, the Abscond and Abduct from Silas is really... You know, if you get into if the wave is in a good position for you to engage, it can be really difficult to deal with. But obviously, you didn't have to use flash, which I mean, definitely really important when you're playing against the Silas and the Poppy. I think maybe could have flashed earlier, and then the Poppy might have pushed him, you know, just out of the lane. He could maybe just walk back on his own, but we'll never know about that now. But the taunt coming in under tower, Garen, or Duke of jamming on Garen, almost finding himself in a little bit of trouble. Yusuf definitely... Wave has been in that position for quite a while now.
I haven't seen Gardevoir use a single Q yet, which is actually good.
I was going to point that out, yeah. Just some W poke going down. We see another Shadow Dash. Still losing the trade because Garen is doing Garen things. We are going to see a dash straight into mid lane. The Sand United does come out, and both teams
double
flash. They go straight into bot lane. The Black Shield not down enough to block the stun. Jenna caught by the Dark Binding. And I think Guard might fall in the end. We see more trades back into mid lane. The Abscond enough to take down Jujirocks. And stuff happening all over the map here. Another engage from Technogremlin.
Okay, Technogremlin.
Guard will fall. But as you can see at the top of your screen, Moist Swan is running straight down into bot lane.
They're gonna
stun up, and
he's gonna have to go. He's gonna have to go.
The dash in blocked and just flashing straight over to Travis, and it's not enough. It's disaster for the BLVX bot lane. Another trade, the Moonfall coming out, stolen by Silas, and it is not going to be enough. You take down Jada Brownmore on the Stana, the stolen Moonfall. Just obviously full AP scaling, really good for the Silas. Just so many things happening across the map. But regardless, we see there, obviously, Junna did lose his stacks, however. He didn't get that kill onto the Morgana. That went over to Technogremlin on the Leona instead. Dabis as well picking up a kill onto Junna, and the flash and everything used. So definitely a disaster for Junna in this game. Going to be really difficult to get back into it. But anyway, we see the first streak going over to Manhattan Project. And
looking very good for Manhattan Project.
Yeah, definitely on this bot side of the map, really far ahead. And obviously with that Shen, with the Poppy, they don't necessarily need to be that far ahead. We're going to see another Shadow Dash come in. Obviously, Shen is able to block the silence with his own W, but I mean, still, it's just really difficult to do any damage to Shen at any point in the game, to be honest, especially once he gets a couple of resistances. He's only got the Bonnie Cinder up at the minute. But he is going to deal with the all-in with the Shadow Dash, and it is just going to be enough. Not able to get the Demacian Justice down in time. Did he have it up? He did. I think that might have killed him if he had got to use it in time.
Yeah.
But
I don't think he, I don't know. I don't think he realized that he was really close with the minions execute health.
Yeah. Obviously the Shadow Dash locks you on that auto attack for, I don't know how long it is. I think it's 1.5 seconds off the top of my head. I'm not 100% sure. But I think now that we do have this Draven ultimate unlocked, definitely a little bit easier, but still, obviously, you know, tiny bit of map impact. Definitely not one of the better global ults. We do see an then coming in here. The Demacian Justice is still up after that last fight. And he's auto-attacking away, auto-attacking away. It's not good. Oh no! Let's trade 1 for 1. The flash on the spot as well. Oh no! I don't think that's necessary. That's not worth. I don't think.
I mean, no, because the wave is fucked for him.
Yeah,
he's gonna lose a lot more
It's gone
minions.
from bad to worse for Believix. Oh no, obviously Gigirox as well, so far behind the Silas. But you can see, Credit 14 on the Silas going for ganking bot lane. The Abscond and Abduct isn't quite in range. Dark Binding misses
Okay.
both. Misses all three of them, excuse me. And both teams are going to disengage. The Leona ult taken away for Feb for himself. Might be able to go for something with that. Obviously, no objectives up in it except for that Rift Tower will have been top lane. With both junglers bot side, won't be seeing any action around there, at least for a little while. But obviously, you can see once the Silas gets unlocked, he can start getting around the map to do whatever he wants. Definitely a little bit of trouble. We do see another trade in the top lane. Duke of Jamming really struggling in this matchup, which I wasn't expecting. Actually,
Shen has 2 kills now, like,
Yeah.
and his Bomb Cinder versus Hurt Banax and Zerkus Greaves. It's not gonna do a lot versus
could be
him.
another all in here. The Shadow Dash is back up in time. The Q does land, and that is going to be Duke of Jamming falling for the 3rd time in 10 minutes. And now, this is a problem because both your top side and your bot side are both behind, and they're both playing champions that want to be ahead.
Yeah, I honestly don't understand why Shen wasn't banned.
Yeah,
You know he's gonna pick
it's
it, and you
really
know he's
crazy.
been performing on it as well.
Yeah, like, we know how strong the Shen is. My immediate thought after reading the patch notes from 12.15, I think it was, or from 14, excuse me, was,
Yeah.
you know, Shen, like, especially with the TP nerf, which I think was actually revoked in the end. I'm not sure, I think it was pulled, but Guard looking for something potentially in the spot lane. The Dark Binding, definitely really useful, but he is going to go straight in with the ultimate. Can't be stunned by Leona with the Black Shield. Angela is going to fall, but so is Davis in turn. And the supports might go for a 1v1. Techno Gremlin's still going in, but he realizes that he loses here. The Dark Binding does come out, along with the pool, goes straight back in. This is a fight for the ages in bot lane. But we go straight back into the top lane. Yusuf obviously has a whole level on him now. Technically, I'm going straight back in, but Swan is here. The passive auto coming in, and as soon as he's in range to get that dash down, the auto attack is enough to finish him off. The shutdown going to Moist Swan on the Poppy. But now Yusuf is very low HP under his tower. Demacian Justice is not available. But February 14th is coming right up behind him. The Abscond and Abduct into the Everfrost. And it is enough with the stolen Demacian Justice. And that is a 3-0 Silas at 11 minutes. And Duke of Jamming is not having a good time. Just you know, a glimpse maybe that he might not be out of it just yet, but Gigirox might be caught out here.
Dude, I think every single player on Believix is rated higher than MHP, except for the support.
Yeah. I don't
They're
know
all getting gapped.
This last couple weeks, it's just not been clicking for any of them. And I mean, it's actually funny you say that, because the only role that seems to be ahead is support, as far as I can tell, with the 2 kills. Gigirox does have to flash out of that Everfrost. The Abscond and Abduct isn't quite in range to land there, but the Flash E onto the Yona, and the ult does come out as well, but Moist Swan's coming straight up behind them here. Jenna Proudmoore is here to help, but Jenna is going to fall first. The Poppy ult not enough to do anything, and Technogram is going to be the second to fall. Janna Primer left all on his own. Gigirox is here to help, does go for the never move, not quite landing. But obviously another 2 deaths for the Believix bot lane, 11-3 with a 2.5k gold lead. And it's just... It's
looking
not
very
looking
grim for
It's looking grim. I couldn't have put it any better myself. Obviously, I think that probably will be a Gale Force, I would imagine. I don't know why he'd be going anything else. That was onto that Caitlyn. And we do have the Kraken Slayer for Draven. Obviously, because, you know, he is going to go for the Merc Tread second, which will help a little bit against the Morgana, but obviously not too much. Definitely a lot of magic damage, though, with the tank. And it's not Divine Sunder. It's actually going to be a Bami Cinder item, but Gigirox could be in a little bit of trouble here, having to use the Demonic Ascension just to get out, but... nothing coming from that trade in the mid lane. Yusuf walking him struck into his tower. The Q flash will not be enough. And Duke of Jamming is going to get out with his life, as Janna Proudmoore was going straight up to the top lane. Definitely at most probably would have been a 1-for-1. But obviously just overestimating his damage a little bit. Obviously the Q, if you do drag it through somebody on its way to Shen, if it does go through them, then it does slow them when they're walking away. But we can see February 14th coming up. Abscond used to get over the wall. That Demonic Ascension is available for him. The Shadow Dash comes in. Duke of Jamming with a brilliant flash straight out of it. And February 14th, I don't think will be in any trouble here, but still does have that Demonic Ascension up and available. But my Swan going straight deep into the enemy jungle as we see another dash in from Techno Gremlin. But nothing going to come from that. Obviously, the Black Shield blocking any CC. Not really much you can do once. It's very, neutral ability. Once you go in, just kind of walk straight back out. But regardless, Techno Gremlin definitely looking for a lot. The Everfrost, not quite enough to catch Judgy Rocks.
Aiden actually went for
Kraken Slayer,
which is
I mean, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that because obviously the Swain when he's front landing when he has his passive stacks is very very tanky. The Kingslayer and the Demonic Ascension both coming out, but I think he just used that because it was about to go off cooldown anyway. But regardless,
like they've basically 4 tanks in the enemy team.
Yeah, I mean, you said needs to be careful here because I was gonna say this Demacian Justice is still up and available for Duke of Jamming. Neither of them have flashes either, but definitely could be a bit of a problem, excuse me. But obviously the Turbo Chem Tank, first item for Moist Swan, and there is going to be an all-in in the top lane. Garen is spinning and spinning, not doing any damage whatsoever, not even able to break through this Shen's shield.
My god.
Oh, it's I mean, obviously Garen particularly performs in low elo. I don't know how he is in high elo personally, but
I mean,
if he's ahead,
matchup dependent. Garen is
yeah. If he's ahead, definitely a bit of a menace, but really just tickling at best here. The Dark Binding is going to land. I don't think they'll have enough to kill Janna. My Swan is coming down for a potential dive, but Duke of Jamming going for maybe something in the top lane. The Phase Rush is proc, and he might just straight up try to dive. He's spinning and spinning. The Shadow Dash will lock him under tower, and the Demacian Justice is enough to kill. Getting out on about 50 HP himself, and Yusuf is not happy with that. But we do see a Zhonya's Rush for Guard, which I mean, I think is the standard on Morgana. You can't go for the likes of Strelia's or the Andrews first, but obviously very helpful with the going into their ult and then immediately stop watching, so it's kind of a area clearance thing. But regardless, I think we might look for something in the mid lane here. My Swan going in himself with February 14 by his side, the Abscond and Abduct and Everfrost all landing, and the Demonic Ascension stolen away but not even used. And another kill from my Swan. But obviously, no winning lanes or anything for the side of Believix, really just being choked out of this game. I think they will as well. Manhattan Project will get this first bot tower as well. But I mean, it doesn't look good. It really doesn't. The Herald as well going to Manhattan Project, but Duke of Jamming is just going to take the ward and run straight down to mid lane. Yusuf is left on his own here for a little bit. He does have that Stand United available along with the teleport, so he can kind of just split push for however long he wants and do as he pleases, but obviously that's the strength of Jen himself. I think the Drake is up in about 45 seconds, so both teams I'd say both teams, Manhattan Project probably gonna prepare for that. I don't really see a position Believix can contest. They are trying to get this bot wave in, however. So we will see.
I mean, Believix is in no position to fight this dragon.
They are just going to go straight away and try and take this bot tier 1 tower. Guard coming in to try and stop them.
Yeah, Zhonya's
yeah, I was going to say, definitely not in a position to go for a dive with the Zhonya's. He knows he's safe, he knows he's fine. There's not really much you can do about it. Dark Binding not quite landing onto Janna. But the Demonic Ascension, both Demonic Ascensions coming out into this mid lane, the Abscond and Abduct and Everfrost all landing again. The Kingslayer coming out, will it be enough to finish him off? And February 14th, the Kingslayer coming out.
Oh my god.
The Zhonya's as well to keep him alive. The Nevermove drags him straight back under tower.
The
Demonic Ascension is still up, he is still healing so much. The Kingslayer will be off cooldown on time, but there's 3 people on top of him. And I don't think he gets out of this. And the Eve does land, and that is going to be a dead Silas eventually. Obviously, just the Kingslayer, the Demonic Ascension, just too much healing. He just lasts so long, but in turn, Manhattan Project are just going to take the free dragon, and that is the 3rd dragon, along with a mountain dragon. When you have a Poppy and a Poppy and a Shen, excuse me. But obviously Shen still doing Shen things in top lane. Duke of Jamming definitely not having fun in this Garen. However, Jenna Primer is coming behind, switches around to go straight from the front, and is going to go in himself, but I don't think they can kill him here.
No, they can't. Shen is too tanky, he can just E out if he wants to.
The Shadow Dash comes in, and it's enough to take down Duke of Jamming, and Yusuf is putting on a clinic on the Shen pick. We said it should have been banned, the second Shadow Dash is coming in. And he is going to shy away from the tower dive, and he is going to
just doesn't care,
himself.
Man. He legit just doesn't
picking
care.
up his second kill of the game. The Demonic Ascension in mid lane does come out as we have a second fight here. But Techno Gremlin's just going to fall by himself. The dash in from Poppy as well, not quite enough to kill Judgy Rocks on the Swain. Healing up from all the damage, and I mean, you have this Diana who's strong, but there's just no way you can get into the game. He can't do his camps, he can't play the game. There's nothing he can do anywhere.
This is kind of a repeat of what happened to Devious Minds, where top and mid are kind of losing early game, and then bot also loses because fucking jungle interference, and Jaina Proudmore is trying to full clear and look for ganks, but it's just not happening.
Yeah. Obviously, just everything from the jungle just being taken, is being squeezed out of everything they own. Obviously, Dabus just failing to get over the wall with that blast gun. But I think Jenna Premier getting custody back of just one of its camps. He's able to take his Krogs for himself. But, I mean, it's just so difficult. I mean, you could always... Like, obviously, a big Moonfall could potentially just win a team fight. I mean, this Swain as well, like, even though he looks like his KDA is poor, obviously, like, he still can just have that, like... They have a lot of champions that can have one good fight, you know?
Yeah, but so does MHP.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Whoever gets low gets Shen ulted. So I doubt Believix is gonna recover from this, but we'll see. Maybe
it's going, and Yusuf is going for the Demonic Embrace second, as well for Shen, which I think is definitely pretty good here. Obviously, the Garen is very tanky, the Diana with the Sunfire is very tanky. You have the Swain, who's pretty much acting as a drain tank and will have a lot of HP from the passive, and then as well, obviously, the Leon on top of that. But I think the thing that I really like about Demonic Embrace on Shen is how much it increases your ult shield. Because your ult will scale with obviously HP and AP. So obviously getting both of those stats along with extra AP from the health you've already built is really, really important. Jenna just about managing to get away from that. But obviously the Deadman's now picked up from Moist Swan, and with that Deadman's and the Turbo Chem Tank, excuse me, obviously really, really difficult to get away from if she does catch up to you in the first place, along with the slow on the Deadman's when she does catch you. And as well, a little bit of range with the passive auto to help, but it's just so, it's so oppressive, there's just nothing they can go for anywhere.
Yeah, I think they could actually force mid and just get, or do 1-4-0 and then try to force mid.
Yeah.
Or make Shen go bot lane and try to force Baron. They can force a lot of stuff, MHP, but they're not really doing anything. I don't know why.
Well, when I said that, I was talking about Believix. Like, they just can't do anything themselves, not...
Yeah, I know, because MHP has all the power at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're not doing anything.
Yeah,
or something, but...
The Mendrick is up in about 1 minute and 9 seconds, and I think once you get the Mountain Soul, especially with the comp that you have, it's really, really difficult to do like anything anywhere. There's just you get so much distance over now, and Moisson might be able to get caught out here, but the Moonfall not coming out quite yet. The Leona ult just about stunning the Caitlyn in time, but the Poppy ult gets everyone away from the Dark Binding, does not land. Judgy Rocks is not able to heal with this Demonic Ascension. It is just too much damage too quickly. Moisson pops the Chem Tank and is running straight for Manhattan Project, but decides he has had enough and is just going to go the opposite direction. I don't actually know who got caught out there, but Judgy Rocks was the one that paid for it in the end. Definitely looked like they could have gone for something. Obviously, I think what Jenna Predmore was trying to do was trying to go for the Moonfall, like a 3 or 4 man Moonfall, but the Lunar Rush was blocked by the Poppy W. I don't know the name of that ability off the top of my head, but I think I think it was just blocked, and I mean obviously that's that's the nature of Poppy.
And then Poppy ults, and all of a sudden it's a fucking 5v3 for MHP.
Yeah. But I mean, regardless, you have this this last strike for the Soul, and then another 5 minutes for Elder, and Yusuf is just not taking any damage whatsoever. Nope. The Dark Binding does come out, and the Moonfall is not enough to do anything, but Jenna Prepper, he is so...
Oh my god!
Tries to take and steals the strike! Oh my god! He has given Believix a lifeline! And we're back to the top, and the Bastion just is not enough to take out Yusuf. We see
even flashes, but he doesn't do damage.
And Garrett is just about going to fall once this zone is up. The Kingslayer is enough here to keep him alive just in time. Does manage to flash out for himself. Technogram is going to be the second victim. As Duke of German gets out of 1 HP, and Davis is going to pick up the kill onto Junna. And a lot happened in that. However long it was, that was like 20 seconds of a Drake being stolen and 3 kills, I think, along with just about every flash in the game being burned.
I mean, Believix got Drake, but at what cost? Fucking hell.
They're just even further behind, and this is going to be a barren start for Manhattan Project, and it's just... I mean, obviously, they don't necessarily have the most amazing comp for sieges. I mean, the Caitlyn is obviously good, the Morgana's good too, but obviously the Silas with Hoppy and the Shen really want to be going in, playing for, you know, longer fights around these objectives, but I mean, it's just so difficult. Obviously, the Demonic Embrace is going to be picked up for Jenna Proudmoore, which definitely, I think, is quite a good spike for Diana, particularly with this build, because she's actually allowed to have, like, her abilities are allowed to do damage now, you know? It's not just all of her damage coming from the fact that she built a funny item.
Yeah, but every person on the enemy team also has 2 items or more, so...
if you will give me 1 moment, sorry. I'll be back in just a moment.
It's fine. Gonna get his food. It's not looking good for Believix. I really hoped they were gonna win, but apparently you just get gapped in every single roll. That happens. Hey. You're not dying again? Feels bad, man. Gar fucking Shenald coming in. Stuff is happening, and fucking MHP is winning. Yeah. Alright. Can they end off this? Maybe. I don't... actually, they could end. If they play it right. I think they can just one-shot the Draven if he respawns. Don't know why Yusuf is bot lane. But maybe they think they can't end. Are they gonna go for more? Yeah, they're gonna go to bot inhib turret. And they're just backing off. Alright. Playing it safe and steady. Meanwhile, almost a 10k gold lead. Jesus, 10 on 1 Caitlyn.
I'm sorry for leaving you like that in your own. I had to sort out something up for him.
Yeah, well, you missed the entire fight, but it's fine.
Okay, well, I'm just looking at the shutdowns.
Yeah.
I can tell how it went.
Yeah, it didn't go well for Believix.
Has anything this game though, realistically?
Not really, no. They got 1 dragon, I guess.
1 moment again, sorry.
And MHP just end already. Like, you're not suffering, he wants to go out. 0-6-3.
Yeah, I'm back
2 items.
Everything's fine. That is true though, Caitlyn is at 3 items, and obviously any ADC getting to 3 items. A Caitlyn being a full item ahead of a Draven though. An item and a half ahead of a Draven, in fact.
Yeah.
Is, especially when, I mean, happens, I think
Draven will literally, like, he can't kill anyone at the moment.
Yeah.
He's just there to exist as a human sacrifice.
I don't see an angle back into this game whatsoever.
Nah.
Like, I mean, at this point, you just throw caution to the wind to build full tank.
Yeah.
But, I mean, obviously, Dark Binding or the Nevermore, Never Move, excuse me, not Nevermore, neither of them landing, but Westone looking for something in this mid lane. The Turbo Chem tank is popped, does get caught out by the Never Move, and the Dark Binding also not quite lasting there, but I think he did pop Ghost there. Yeah,
hey, Yusuf and Duke of Jamming are fighting? What is... Oh!
These two have been at each other's necks all game.
Yeah.
It is beautiful to watch.
Benjamin looks really angry, man, with that ultimate.
Yeah. As soon as he gets that Demacian just to back off cooldown, he's running straight at him all the time. Obviously, this last strike now. I don't think lightning can strike twice. I don't see this I don't see it happening again.
Hey man, Diana has flash, so you never know.
The Park Binding, keeping her in place.
There we go. Here we go again.
Is going to stop her. She's not able to get over the wall and steal the trick. The next time, UNL is going to come out and hits only one person. The demonic ascension from both Silas and Singh coming out too. So much from Silas. He is going to try to get out, but does catch him on the outside.
Oh no!
Leona is the first one to fall to the Shen. Garen is going to be the second victim.
Oh
Shen with
no!
2 kills in this fight. And we see the demonic ascension for Jujirok is still up, but he is going to fall. Well, we get another kill on Morgana on the back line. And Yusuf with a triple kill to finish the game. And Manhattan Project continue this win streak.
They basically won a 4v5 because Davis was dancing around in Dragon Pit not knowing if to like stand in front of the wall or to walk around, even though he had flash, but it's fine. Team is too strong, MAP just wins.
If I said it was a good game, I would be lying. To be
this was a slaughter fest, man. Literally every single member, including the AD carry, got gapped by the opposite of MHP.
Really just... Oh, it